What we're seeing play out on the ground right there in Kabul and across Afghanistan tonight. Despite the Taliban's promise of an orderly transition, what our team has now witnessed. And the defense secretary was pressed today. Can he assure a safe passage for Americans and Afghans to get them to the airport, to get them past the Taliban? And what he acknowledged. Here's our senior foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, from Kabul, again tonight.
Tonight, fear and pandemonium outside Kabul airport as thousands of desperate Afghans try to leave. The Americans may control the runways now, but just yards away, this. Wild and angry Taliban fighters firing repeated shots over people's heads, whipping and beating the most vulnerable, women and children blooded. The extremists struggling to control the surging crowds. We tried to film here when the Taliban approached us.
Taliban permission.
ABC News.
Okay.
At first, they backed away. Then more fighters appeared.
We have Taliban permission.
Ignoring the accreditation issued by their own commanders. Gunfire erupting again in the background.
Let's go.
Just come.
Get back to your car.
Weapons drawn, the Taliban forced us back into our cars.
Stop filming. Stop filming. Just put it down.
Thousands of innocent lives caught in the crossfire.
We're foreigners. We've got an armoured vehicle. We can get out of here. But those people desperate to leave the country, they have to face that just to get through to the military side of the airport, even if they have permission to leave. And they've got to run the gauntlet of some of the scariest people you could ever meet.
As we left, we saw children sliding through a crack in the perimeter wall.
Keep your camera down. I did not want to attract their attention.
But were again forced to lower the camera as more gunfire erupted. The chaos directly contradicting any talk of an orderly evacuation process, the US promising to airlift up to 9,000 people per day. But only 2,000 were flown out aboard 18 C-17s that took off in the last 24 hours. As many as 15,000 Americans and at least 65,000 Afghans and their families now desperately trying to get out. But the journey to the airport and passing the Taliban has to be attempted at their own risk. An email to US nationals saying the United States government cannot ensure safe passage to the airport. Today, several Americans were turned away by US troops, despite showing the official access pass at the security checkpoint. Overnight, we received footage of a former US Special Forces interpreter stranded at the gates. We're not identifying him to protect his identity.
We are a danger. It's not only me. There are a lot of people like me. We are in danger and we need evacuation. Please help us or there will be a tragedy.
Late today, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Chairman of Joint Chiefs General Mark Milley acknowledging the evacuation isn't going fast enough.
Quite frankly, it's obvious we're not close to where we want to be in terms of getting the numbers through. So we're going to work that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we're going to get everyone that we can possibly evacuate it. And I'll do that as long as we possibly can until the clock runs out or we run out of capability.
The Defense Secretary pressed on whether he could assure safe passage to the airport for Americans and Afghans.
Well, we're going to do everything we can to continue to try to deconflict and create passageways for them to get to the airfield. I don't have the capability to go out and extend operations currently into Kabul.
Tonight, amid so many questions about how Afghanistan could collapse so quickly, General Milley denying reports that there was intelligence that this would happen.
There was nothing that I or anyone else saw that indicated a collapse of this army and this government in 11 days.
All right, so let's get to Ian Pannell with us again from Kabul tonight. Ian, the U.S. saying it's working to be able to transport up to 9,000 people per day. We take note that only 2,000 have evacuated in the last 24 hours. Tens of thousands, of course, still waiting. Many of them, as you've reported, hiding in their homes. So how do you get them to the airport, especially with what we heard today from the Defense Secretary?
Yeah, I mean, that's the dilemma, and that's why the August the 31st deadline doesn't look realistic at this point. The US military making the point they don't have the capacity to push out into Kabul. It really would be unsafe to do so. The Taliban aren't allowing enough people through, so you need a better deal, first of all, with the Taliban. You need more control on the other side of the wire to allow people the confidence to leave their homes and get to the airport. But at the moment, I don't see any of those things in place, so don't expect this to be over with anytime soon. David?
All right, Ian, panel, our thanks to you and to our entire team there in Kabul.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.